Welcome back. Thanks very much for staying with us. You are watching Beyond World is One with me, Raisha Sehgal. Lots landed for you on the show. Let's get you started with the headlines. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says Tehran is open to a nuclear deal that would ensure that it cannot acquire atomic weapons, but he stressed that it will not abandon its nuclear rights. Araghchi says Israel's attack on a major gas facility on the shore of the Gulf sought to expand the war beyond Iran, calls Israel's dragging the conflict into the Persian Gulf region a dangerous move. Araghchi says his country is ready to stop attacking Israel if aggression stops. At least 6 people killed and many are missing after bridge over the Indrayani River collapses in Pune. Many tourists were washed away. Reports say heavy rains coupled with heavy weekend tourist traffic is to be blamed for the accident. Ukraine says it has received another batch of 1,200 bodies of its soldiers and citizens from Russia. That's part of an exchange agreement struck in Istanbul talks earlier this month. "31 victims of Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad identified through DNA testing, including Gujarat's former Chief Minister Vijay Rupani, who also lost his life in the tragedy.
Time and again, America's enemies have learned that if you threaten the American people, our soldiers are coming for you. Your defeat will be certain, your demise will be final, and your downfall will be total and complete. Because our soldiers never give up, never surrender, and never, ever quit. They fight, 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 and they win, win, win.
Playing period instruments with patriotic precision, they bring history to life, sharing the sound and spirit of the revolution through more than 500 performances each year. Both at home or around the world, too. The Old Guard, fight for drum corps, everybody!
Oppose his sponsors, the ruling Taliban. The 2003 President Bush expanded the war to Iraq. Soldiers and other armed services overthrew Iraq's dictator Saddam Hussein. The fight to stabilize Iraq and prevent terrorist groups from overthrowing its new government continues to this day.
Destroyed apartment blocks, sirens, and fast responders looking for survivors under the rubble. This was the scene in Tel Aviv in the night from Saturday to Sunday after an Iranian missile fell on a neighborhood. The attack came as a response to renewed Israeli missile launches on Iran on Saturday targeting nuclear sites. Meanwhile, Israel's military showed no signs of stopping its own missile launches on Iran, and said early on Sunday that it had targeted Iran's defense ministry headquarters in Tehran.
We must recognize the grave reality that nuclear weapons in the hands of a murderous ideology pose a clear and immediate threat to the very existence of the State of Israel and regional peace. The international community, understanding this peril, has made it clear time and again through a series of resolutions that Iran must not be allowed to obtain nuclear weapons.
Internationally, the strikes have alarmed countries around the world and led to renewed calls for de-escalation.
And Mr. Rafael Mariano Grossi.
The sudden escalation of regional tensions again serves no one's interests. We urge Israel to immediately cease all military adventures and prevent further deterioration of the situation. We call on all relevant parties to abide by the UN Charter and international law, resolve disputes through political and diplomatic means, and jointly safeguard regional peace and stability. The attacks came at a critical time. The US and Iran had been scheduled to hold their 6th round of indirect talks over Iran's nuclear program on Sunday in Oman, a meeting that has since been cancelled.
Tonight I wish to speak to you, the proud people of Iran. We're in the midst of one of the greatest military operations in history, Operation Rising Lion. The Islamic regime, which has oppressed you for nearly 50 years, threatens to destroy my country, the State of Israel. The objective of Israel's military operation is to remove this threat, both the nuclear threat and the ballistic missile threat to Israel. And as we achieve our objectives, we're also clearing the path for you to achieve your objective, which is freedom. In the past 24 hours, we've taken out top military commanders, senior nuclear scientists, the Islamic regime's most significant enrichment facility, and a large portion of its ballistic missile arsenal. More is on the way. The regime doesn't know what hit them. They don't know what will hit them. The nation of Iran and the nation of Israel have been true friends since the days of Cyrus the Great. And the time has come for you to unite around your flag and your historic legacy by standing up for your freedom from an evil and oppressive regime. It has never been weaker. This is your opportunity to stand up and let your voices be heard. Woman, life, freedom. Zan, Zandegi, Azadi. As I said yesterday and many times before, Israel's fight is not with you. It's not with you, the brave people of Iran, whom we respect and admire. Our fight is with our common enemy, a murderous regime that both oppresses you and impoverishes you. Brave people of Iran, your light will defeat the darkness. I'm with you. The people of Israel are with you.
It is breaking right now. Multiple emergency personnel are on the scene. There you see some of the wreckage. So that red car on the right side and some debris right there in the middle of your screen, that has something obviously to do with this accident. Perhaps the car was just out of control and plowed into the people, but we just don't know, Giovanna.
Oh, yeah, we sure don't. But you see fire officials there. Inglewood PD is also on the ground. Several ambulances were there. Again, a 14-year-old is among the injured. We believe at least 10 people were injured. 6, we are told, with minor injuries. 2 to 3 with serious injuries, including that 14-year-old boy.
It does look like it might be connected to that hotel, the Holly Crest Hotel. If it's not connected to it, it's right next to, right there, that hotel that you see, the Holly Crest Hotel. There's obviously that crowd right there, and the accident is just below that. There you see the yellow tape. There you see debris of some sort, and that's the vehicle in question. We can't see anything else within that darkness right there, and we don't know anything about the driver either. This is information that is just coming into our newsroom. We got over it as quickly as we could, and just to give you some idea, this is that area where the soccer game was taking place, so the assumption is that perhaps there might be revelers out in the streets. Maybe that's why there's a lot of people there outside that hotel, and it is right by the Intuit Dome. And as we pan over here, You could see SoFi Stadium right there where the Gold Cup was played and Mexico won, which might have something to do with the celebrations that are also going on the streets in Los Angeles.
Breaking news just coming in. At least 6 people killed as bridge across Indrayani River near Pune has collapsed. Many tourists have feared to be drowned. The region has been experiencing heavy rainfall over the past 2 days, which has significantly increased the water level and current of the Indrayani, making rescue operations challenging. Following the incident, teams from the local police, disaster response units and villagers launched an urgent rescue operation, where this is the latest that we're getting. And once again, to reiterate for our viewers, at least 6 people have been killed as a bridge across Indrayani River near Pune has collapsed. Many tourists are feared to have drowned. The region has been experiencing heavy rainfall over the past 2 days, which has made the rescue efforts extremely challenging. And the rescue operations following the incident involved the teams from the local police, disaster response units and villagers who have launched an urgent rescue operation to aid the efforts. And a tragic turn of events, at least 6 people have been killed as a bridge across Indrayani River near Pune has collapsed. Many tourists are feared to have drowned. The region has been experiencing heavy rainfall over the past 2 days, which has significantly increased the water level and the current of the Indrayani, making rescue efforts very challenging. Now, following the incident, teams from the local police, disaster response units and villagers launched an urgent rescue operation to aid with the efforts. And to give us more details, our principal correspondent Disha Shah has joined us on the phone line. Disha, what can you tell us? What are the details that we know so far?
Well, absolutely. This has been a very tragic incident because this bridge is considered to be a very old bridge. It is a decade-long old bridge. And considering it's a Sunday, there were a lot of people. It's a tourist destination, a popular weekend destination. And what we understand that due to a lot of load, specifically on that bridge, the portion of the bridge collapsed. And what we are being told that at least 6 people have been killed and several people are feared drowned. So more than 20 to 25 people have been swept away is what we understand, and at least 5 to 6 people have been rescued so far. However, the on-ground, of course, the rescue operations are underway, so the exact number of casualties or injuries or how many people have been drowned is something which is difficult to say at the moment. But following the incident, the teams from the local police, disaster response units and villagers have launched the urgent. So firstly, there were the local people who really tried to help the people who were really sweeping away. And why this has happened, and if we talk about the bridge, it is reported to be decades old and had long served as a pedestrian route for tourists and pilgrims visiting that specific area during the weekends and the festive days. And further updates on the number of the missing persons and the progress of the rescue operation are awaited as we speak.
Right. Thank you so much, Disha, for getting us the latest on that. And of course, we'll keep coming back to you as and when we have more details. The process of identifying the victims of the Ahmedabad plane crash through DNA testing is underway. So far, 31 passengers of the Air India flight AI-171 crash have been identified. 12 families have claimed mortal remains of their loved ones. While government has expedited the process of DNA matching to identify the victims and help families find closure. So far, blood samples from over 248 relatives have been collected. The tragic incident has left hundreds of families devastated. Now, one of these families is of Lawrence Christian. Lawrence has returned to India to take part in his father's last rites. Just 2 weeks later, his family is waiting for his mortal remains.
We have lost everything. The 3 of us have been left here. Our strength, our pride, everything has gone. We have lost the light of our home. We have lost our only support. Sobs. What will the 3 of us do now?